We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tặng thịnh, vị thứ pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh. Thịnh chiến diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, thức chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đàn Thọ Su Chế Đô Ye A La Hơ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Xế. Nam mô Tát Đa Tha Tô Ya Đa Đa La Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Tọa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one true and actual principles. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa, Bái千万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qingliang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thánh Đương Đại Sư, Hòa Thượng Thiện Hóa, quý Thầy Cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, Qingliang Đại Sư, Sư Phụ Sang人, 各位出家人，各位善知识，弥陀佛。Hello everyone, today is the 19th of February. My goodness, we'll be another 4 weeks or so, we'll be in Korea. Huh? My goodness, time really flies. It's one thing after another, endlessly. I think it's a good time to think of retirement. Hello everyone, it's so nice to see you. Thank you all for coming. I know every time I put on anything like this, a lecture, some kind of event like this, I really appreciate the kind of work that goes into it. You know, it's a lot more work than people realize. You know, like even we have all sorts of gadgets here as well. Anyway. So I really appreciate your help, and also in particular I appreciate your coming to give us the reason to lecture on these sutras and talk Dharma to you. And particularly in Korea, I know it's kind of early. Let's see, what time is it over there? Let me see. 3 o'clock? It's okay. 5 o'clock in the morning, okay? And you know, for them it's 5 o'clock on Monday morning. And then usually if you live in Seoul, it takes about an hour to drive everywhere, normally. And so you see how many people in Korea are attending a lecture? Oh my goodness, the Koreans are so dedicated. Yeah. Impressive. Thank you all for coming. Yeah, look at that. They're going to surpass us all at this rate. You know, they'll all become enlightened. Yeah. If you aren't enlightened, what's the matter with you? Okay, never mind. Let's continue with the lecture on the Avatamsaka Sutra. Okay, we're on slide 51, talking about the big shots in our universe. Celestial king, brilliant renown, derived from wholesome vigor, gain a passage into liberation of abiding his own enlightenment while embracing the conditions of great, vast, and boundless states.
名称光善精进天王，得住自所悟处，而以无边广大境界为所缘解脱门。
All right, so this particular big shot here by the name of King Brilliant Renowned, okay, he got there from wholesome vigor, meaning he works vigorously at creating good karmas primarily. He specializes in doing good vigorously. Okay? And that's how he attained liberation. And he's known for that, known for vigorously doing good deeds. And how did he arrive at enlightenment? Not just a simple enlightenment, but major, big enlightenment. By embracing the conditions of great, vast, boundless states. Okay, first of all, let's talk about great, vast, boundless states. What are we talking about? Great, vast, boundless states. Okay? Whatever is great, vast, boundless. Okay? Could be emptiness, empty space, where Elon Musk's satellites are moving around while he's screwing up the full self-driving system down here. Never mind. Okay, let's not get into politics again. People get offended, especially lots of Tesla friends in California, fans in California. Who's driving a Tesla again? Okay, good. Okay. So, like empty space, okay, that's emptiness. That's vast, boundless, and great. What other things can you think of that can be considered great, vast, boundless states? Billy, the grass around Way Mountain Temple, would that be considered great, vast, boundless states? See, he's embracing on how to handle the great boundless states of the green grass around Way Mountain Temple.
I'm enjoying the boundless state at the yard.
Okay. What are the great boundless states that you can think of? The purpose here is to free yourself from the limitations that your thinking mind imposes upon you. Does it make sense? The reason you don't think about the boundless, the vast, the great, vast, boundless is because your mind says, let's stop here. Agree or disagree? Your mind says, that's enough. Sounds familiar? We stop ourselves from allowing our mind to go into the infinite. That's how we limit ourselves. That's the difference between us and the superior beings. Does it make sense? So enlightenment, especially you become a Buddha, we're talking about here, these Mahasattvas, these superior beings, are striving to become a Buddha. See, this is a clue at their level. What is it they need to do next? They are so much better than us already. So what are they doing that's different from us? They are contemplating the boundless, the great, the vast. Whereas your mind, which is a reflection of your heart, is so narrow, so schemy, so small, so self-complacent, so self-serving. When you have a self, that is teeny tiny, small. Is it clear? That's how you get in trouble. This is why you suffer, because you keep on scheming for yourself only. But no, we're too smart, right? Our education, our parents, our teachers, our mentors, all telling us, scheme for yourself. Grab it before someone else does. Okay? Is that clear? This is a change of paradigm. We're learning this and say, okay, maybe we cannot imagine the boundless states, but if you can't, what do? The key is don't stop yourself. For example, how do you contemplate the boundless right now for you? Never mind about him. It's just when you talk about boundless, you're talking about, galaxies. Gazillions of galaxies. Okay? It's not us. Okay? Well, how do you get started? Does it make sense? How did he get there in the first place? Just like us. He's just like us too. Now we know that he does what he does in boundless states, contemplate boundless states. Why don't we start by learning how not to stop ourselves? Yes? The key to contemplating the great, vast, and boundless states is to not stop yourself. So, how do you do it now? You do it well now, you get to his state a lot quicker. That's the key. You knock on the door, knock. He says, who's there? We say, Bodhi-Light International, Way Mountain Temple, disciples. Okay? Sounds good? Okay? So, yes sir, number 3, how do you start right now? On the road to boundless, to the great, to the vast.
Thank you, Master. Here in America, I was raised by parents who wanted me to watch PBS. And before he was Geordie LaForge on Star Trek The Next Generation, LeVar Burton was the host for Reading Rainbow. And the opening to Reading Rainbow is, I can go anywhere. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. And so to me, it's like to start considering the boundless is reading Great Master Shenhua.
Well, I thought he was going to mention the rainbow. Okay. I fail to see the connection between Master Shenhua and the rainbow and the LeVar Burton.
Well, you have to take a look. It's in a book.
Okay.
It's Reading Rainbow. Am I the only one?
Of course, it's so logical.
I don't want to get our YouTube video taken down because I start singing the song, but
I see.
Right.
Okay.
Won't sing.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for your contribution. Next. Anyone? How do you get started? Yes, ma'am. 8.
Master, I wonder if we get started through our cultivation, by cultivating.
This is why I'm asking, honey. What do you do in cultivation to get started on the boundless? Yes, 1. Wake up. You ate too much for lunch.
I think we starting to no discrimination mind.
You're saying no discrimination mind. Excellent. I would get started on the Avatamsaka Sutra. How's that? You decide? Keep reciting. Keep reciting. Don't stop. Don't stop. You see that? We do I don't know, I'm told that this is kind of scary thing for us. I'm told in Korea, at our way places, they recite the Avatamsaka Sutra 1 hour every day. We're not even doing that. Yeah, they're scary, these Koreans. They take our technology and make it turn into Korea. Okay. Yes, DTT. How do you do the boundless?
Maybe you can start by renouncing things that afflict you.
Things are destructive. Wow, then you must have a lot of destructive things to renounce. Yeah? Anyone else? Yes, 2.
Master, I'm kind of trying to see how do we become bound? I see my boundary is my body, but
Yes.
if I close my eyes, I don't see that boundary. I feel like there is big space there. So
Okay, so visually.
It's a visual, I think the mind kind of believing that the boundary of my body is who I am. If
Yes.
I close my mind or even I am in silence, then I don't feel that kind of a boundary.
Yes. Yeah, because your mind is conditioned to believe so.
How do we then tell the mind not to believe that?
That's part of training. Part of training is that if you don't receive training and all you do is that, let me think, let me figure it out. This is what people do. Smart people do that. Educated people do that. They say, let me figure it out. Okay? In cultivation, we do. So the process, the instructions, when they're given to you, will help you develop the boundless states, the boundless mind. For example, take the pain of crossing your legs. For most people, okay, that's too much. So right there, the mind says, this is too much. I can't take it. The mind puts a stop to it. So what do? We teach you to, yes, we know that you have been conditioned to stop yourself because you are too smart. You are too smart. You think you know everything. You're so sure you know everything. Ask Mary Jo. Her clients are all like that. No? Absolutely. You ask them, what do you think this? Let me tell you. Okay? And because you're so sure, and that's finite right there. Does it make sense? You're so sure because it's contained. And that's the nature of your mind. So that's why the training of a Chan, in Chan training, in Mahayana training, is that we train you, we know that your mind is conditioned, has been conditioned to set boundaries for your own sanity, so-called sanity. Yes? That's very important to you. Mary Jo now is saying, oh, that gave me some ideas. Never mind. And we're talking about sanity. You're crazy customers. Okay? So it's important for us to have a sense of sanity because we need to be with the familiar, within bounds, within reason. Okay? So what do? We know that's how you've been conditioned. That's how you learn. Okay? So what we tell you to do is undo a little bit more. Undo a little bit more. That a little bit more right there is infinite. So you're training your mind, okay, to let go of the bounds. Forget about the boundaries, but keep at it. A little bit more, a little bit more. And that's how your potential increases boundlessly. It's not just sitting. Once you can do that, it defeats your fear of pain, okay? And set your mind on a course where actually, hey, let's keep going, keep going. And if you do that, we've been training you on the boundless, ladies and gentlemen. For the last 10 years plus, that's what I've been doing with all of you. So when my disciples now is their turn to start learning how to help people, and contrary to the Koreans' desire to keep Master Z back there in Korea, which is bounded, okay? We're bringing him back to help teach him the boundless, to train him, because he's been working but not receiving much training. So he needs further training to develop into the great and vast boundless states. Huh? So the training in Mahayana, basically, you follow it, okay? It will help you get into the great, the vast, and the boundless. Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. We have 2 comments from YouTube. And I would like to express sincere gratitude for our YouTube audience. We have nearly 36 people joining us from all over the world. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.
Yes. Ding!
Okay, first comment from Cordelia Lee. Mind and heart are connected. If we open our hearts, we can open our mind.
Very good. Mm-hmm.
Next comment from Lio. I think we can start to embrace the conditions of boundless states by meditating.
By meditating, yes, absolutely. Very good. But they're all hats, therefore, it doesn't count. I was looking for more from newcomers. Yes, the boundless is accessed via your mind. You train your mind. Chan training, Mahayana training is training the boundless, of the vast, of the great, which is your Buddha nature. The Buddha nature is great, is vast, is boundless. He's pretty close to Buddhahood. That's why he has to do this. Understand now? They're different people. They're different from us. Yes, sir. Two in the back.
So, Master, I can also see the mind is trying to protect me, because if I overdo it, my leg may get into pain and I cannot walk. So I have a difficulty to see mind as an enemy. How do you see the mind? Do you think the mind is there to help me, or is like an evil thing that is trying to destroy me?
Good question. Reasonable question. The mind is protecting you. Of course it's protecting you, otherwise you're going to hurt yourself. We learn how to protect ourselves, develop a sense of keeping ourselves safe. Drive when you break the speed limit, no more than 30 miles per hour. Stuff like that. I was doing 141 recently. That's what came to mind. I said, wow, this is a little bit more than the norm. Anyway, I'm joking. Come on. You guys are so serious. Your minds are so bounded. Yes. Of course, we are tactically speaking, is our ego that's binding us, and it does it by making excuses. Hey, are you paying attention? Your mind is constantly making excuses to limit yourself. And what kind of excuses? I'm protecting myself. See, I hurt myself before, I'm protecting myself. Okay? And what happened is the training, we understand that. And that's why the training is that we're not talking about from here to the boundless right away. We're talking about increments. How to incrementally bring your mind to the boundless. That's Chan. That's Mahayana. For example, this is reality. Okay, there's constraints, real constraints. Okay, if you're at zero samadhi right now, okay, you are bounded by, I don't know. Let's talk about wealth. $1 trillion? You can't imagine someone, the richest guy is like 200 billion right now. So that's now your mind says, if I want to be rich, you would never think about 1 trillion in assets. I'm ambitious. Don't look at me like that. Come on, guys, don't limit yourself. Don't go to 300 billion. It's too small. A little bit bigger. 1 trillion. Okay? Okay? How about that? So your mind itself says, I can imagine up to 1 trillion. You're still binding yourself. But guess what? We're stretching it already. And then we get there and we stretch it some more. And we stretch it some more. We never stop. That's the whole thing. And that's why it says vigor. The key to this is also vigor. Do more and more and more. That's called vigor, folks. Vigor is what brings you out, takes you out of your own self-imposed limitations. of your mind. The mind needs to believe, okay, for you to do it. But that's why we do it incrementally only. At this level, you can do 1 trillion at zero samadhi. That's challenging enough for you. When you go to first dhyana, that number will go up. Second dhyana, and so forth. As you improve, your domain is enlarged, bigger and bigger and bigger, naturally. So it's no point in talking from here to eternity right away. Sounds like a good movie. No? Was it a good movie? Black and white. I don't care for black and white. Photography, maybe, not movies. Never mind. You see, we can only imagine for so much where we are right now. You can go next level. We'll also have our minds also limited, like it or not. You can talk all you want, but physically we're limited, and that's why don't go from zero to infinity right away. You go from zero right now to 1 trillion. I keep on saying, oh, these people, super lotto was it the biggest one so far is 2 billion, right? I should have bought a ticket. I should have gone to a liquor store. We're not allowed to go to liquor stores, by the way. I don't know why. It's a Buddhist self-imposed thing. We'll never become a billionaire at this rate, Anyway, so, when you see 2 billion, I say, I can't go to liquor store. Maybe Yumin can go for me. As long as she's here, she goes back to Korea, no one knows. Okay? And so what happened is that our mind needs to be challenged incrementally. That's how it is. For now. Because your ego is willing to only go so far. If you overdo it, the ego says, nah, that's deviant. Nah, that's not Buddhism. That's not Mahayana. See, that's what happened to the Hinayana people, Hinayana practitioners. They told that your maximum is goal to become a sound hearer, an arhata pratyeka Buddha. They got there and said, hey, hallelujah, I'm done. Because they believe that's a max. You see? For us, it's different. We say, no, it's not the max. It's desirable, it's necessary, but it's not all you can be. Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. I really appreciate you bringing up the example of money, because something that you've helped me...
It's very close to my heart. What can I say?
I appreciate that. Something you've helped me...
How's business?
Something you've helped me appreciate is how limiting money can be. And
absolutely.
What came to my mind spontaneously, and I wanted to share, is generating blessings a boundless state?
Too Buddhist. Good Lord. Isn't that beautiful? Right there. I was going there after money, but he stole my thunder again. You guys are too much. I mean, could you hold your horses a little bit, pretend like, where are you taking us? Like, where are we going, Master? Instead of, I'm thinking of blessings. So in terms of wealth, how do we create infinite wealth? You beat me to it. Disgusting. That's how you create infinite wealth. By creating infinite blessings. Because wealth is only a manifestation of your blessings. We Buddhists know that as our secret. Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. So, how do we create infinite blessings?
I'm glad you brought it up. Do we need new cameras or something? Where is that? Relative factors of rich people, the table. Anyone? The table in section sutra in 42 sections. It says you give to a bad man is not as good to give to a good man. Giving to a good man is not as good as giving a person who holds 5 precepts. Do you have that table? You know what I'm talking about? The relative merits of doing good. One of the slides. Oh, how wonderful. They know exactly where to go. You cannot do a search on some keywords. This is when Andreas can help us by composing some sort of digital music while we're waiting. Like in the music in the elevators, you know. You should change it relative merits. You see? Yeah, you see? You give to one bad person. It's not as good as giving to one good person because your accrued blessings are 100 times more. And then more for a lot more for someone who holds the 5 precepts. Okay, it's 1,000 times here. And so forth. First stage, second stage, third stage, fourth stage, Arhat, okay, to the Buddha, and then to a person and so forth, you see? That's the Buddhist secret, Mahayana secret. Now you see why I challenge you to 1 trillion. 1 trillion is how many zeros again? 12, right? 12. So give to 10 of these people the last one. Give $1 here to the last one. With 11, so we need one more. So give $10 to this person.
But Master, who is that person?
No one is good in arithmetic here at Wei Mountain Temple. Just a minute. 1, 2. Who is this person? If I tell you everything, how am I going to monetize this? It's above a Buddha. A person who is without thoughts. Okay? Without dwelling. Without cultivation. without accomplishment. This person is really good for nothing. You see, we do chant so that we get to have no thoughts. Okay? Yeah. But we dwell here at Way Mountain Temple. We occasionally cultivate. And we practice moderation, the middle way. This seems extreme to me. Huh? Yes, sir, 3.
Thank you, Master. We have a YouTube question. Jack Wu asks, if we give with the intention of gaining blessings, is that wrong? How do we properly give to gain proper blessings?
You keep on pushing the envelope. This is not reasonable. The table here, is that a he or a she?
I think Jack Wu would be a he.
Nowadays, we're not sure anymore.
I'll go with they.
This is for babies. We only give you this just to entice you to say, oh, would you like to become a trillionaire? And there's nothing. This is nothing for us. We have much better technology. We're not sharing yet. This is just for, just to speak, to compare, to tell you that there are different gradations. These are people, different statures, right, in the universe. Okay? Yeah. But they're still too small. 1 trillion is nothing. It's not infinite. This is finite Dharma. And you're impressed already. I just show how small you all are. So, oh, wow, how nice. Just give $10. You can go with $5 only. Because if you buy one super lotto ticket that gives you 2 billion, you only need to buy 5 for lotto. Just kidding. Okay? Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. I have a thought, but I want to be respectful of your thunder. I'm not sure if I should share my thought. I just want to. Okay, I'll go for it. To me, the money part is like really bounding, right? It's really super bounding because you can get a good job, but the people are super toxic and it pays you a lot of money, but you're just sick and miserable all the time and boo. Or you can get a job that covers your needs and you can be very stress-free and you can do the things you want to do and you can cultivate, and that's much better. And then you can get a really high-paying job that lets you do all that too. It just seems like there's so much more to it than just slapping $1,000 check in front of a.
Absolutely. By the way, I was testing my disciples to see if they were paying attention to this column here. You don't need to spend even $10. You want to make 1 trillion's worth, only have to give up to 2nd stage Arhat. This is the actual, if you give $1 to one bad person, okay, you give your return is 1 to 1. Is that clear? If you go to this 2nd stage Arhat here, your return, you give $1, your return is 10 to the power of the 15. Pretty darn good return. Think about it. And you get to the best ones here on the table is 10 to the power 60. Okay? See that? huge numbers. But still, this is still pretty small, okay? In response to the YouTube question, okay, of course, this is still bounded, this is still finite, because your mind is still locked upon the numbers. They're locked upon greed. That's why it's finite. Is that clear? I'm appealing to your greed, and you bought it. That's how finite you are. When your mind is no longer greedy, this is when the number is out of sight. It's incredible when your mind is free from greed and you just give. You just give here. You need it more than I do, please take it. That's all. And you forget about it. That number is pretty huge. You can go beyond 60, the 10 to the power 60, way beyond it. And that's all what you learn eventually and you understand eventually from the Dharma of the giving paramita. In order to become like the Buddha, you need to learn how to produce infinite blessings. All right? So yes, the question is a very good question, and the answer, short answer is don't worry. Absolutely. When you'll be right now, because you're greedy, therefore we need to appeal to your greed so that one day you can be free from your greed. That's all. That's part of the training. That's part of the genius of the Chan training. And it worked. It works very well. All right? Any other questions? Okay, let's go back to here. Okay, so we had the condition of great, vast, boundless states. Okay? And embracing. Okay? Embracing here. What does embracing mean? Embracing means Xian Shun, how do you embrace? I don't know. Why do you ask me? Anyone, how do you embrace? I thought it's so obvious. Ask Teji Sunim, what do the Sunims teach themselves about embracing? That's part of my fun. When is it? What's her name again? The short one in San Jose. The short one from came here from San Jose. Came here. I started asking her questions like that. So, you weren't taught how to do these things? Says, no. Yes. How do Korean Sunims learn about embracing?
잘 모르겠습니다.
I'm not sure, Master.
See, they were never taught how to embrace.
포용하는 것을 절대 배우지 못했군요. 보세요.
Okay, anyone knows how to embrace. You're liking this too much, Francis. Shame on you. Yes, 3.
Thank you, Master. What comes to mind for me is like, I won't name names, but like when the kids here at Temple were a lot littler, and I was still the same height, and they would come run up to me and say, Uncle Peter, Uncle Peter, Uncle Peter, Uncle Peter, and they would hug me around my leg because that's as far as they could get.
Yeah.
And they just fully embrace you.
Yeah. So what did you learn from that?
That's embracing.
So the lesson is, do what the kids at Way Mountain Temple do to me. Okay, anyone else? It's such vivid imagery. Now I'm going to have a hard time meditating today. I see, a bunch of kids embracing Peter's legs. Anyone else? How do you embrace? You cannot count on the Koreans. They never learn how to embrace. How about us Americans? Hong, how do Vietnamese learn to embrace?
Master, I think first of all, you have to accept it.
What?
You have to accept the concept first. Quảng tạo vô lượng vô biên. We accept it first with our mind.
We accept it with our what? With our mind. There's something there. Anyone else? Yeah, Francis.
Thank you, Master. What about accepting people for who they are?
Accepting people for who they are. There's something philosophical about this. Very good. Let me cut it short for you because we need to move on. Okay, it's been an hour already. How do you embrace? Yes, 1.
Having compassion.
Having compassion. Very good. How do you embrace? DTT, quickly. You see, I told you the Koreans are, close, but no cigars. Yes, DTT.
A-di-đà Phật. Cái này là trong kinh Kim Cang cũng có nói, mà kinh Bát Nhã cũng có nói, kinh Lăng Nghiêm cũng nói cái lý như vậy. Bố thí mà không thấy ta, không thấy người, không thấy thân nhân chúng sanh thọ giả. Kinh Kim Cang thì bảo, kinh Bát Nhã thì biểu là ngũ uẩn giai không. Cái giá trị của cái này là nó gọi là trí tuệ Bát Nhã Ba La Mật. 3 đời chư Phật y như vậy mà thành Phật. Rồi ngài Huệ Năng, ngài Thượng Tố nói là thân như cội Bồ Đề, tâm như đài gương sáng nên thường phải lau chùi. Rồi ngài Huệ Năng nói xưa nay không một vật, mỗi trần bám vào đâu. Bao nhiêu nó đủ rồi. Tức đại thừa chúng ta bám trong những cái ý như vậy thì nó đủ trong đó hết rồi. Có ai bao dung, có ai có gì không bao dung. Nhưng mà vì cái lòng từ bi mình vẫn làm vậy, nhưng mà không có người nhận, không có người cho. Xin hết. Ngài Văn Thù, cái bộ Bồ Tát khác dạy cho Ngài Văn Thù là ngũ căn, lục căn, lục thức đều rỗng vô tánh. Cứ đúng lý vậy quan sát thì pháp nhãn bất tư nghì. Có chỗ nào mà lớn với nhỏ mà so sánh nữa.
Emitofuo, this is in Vajra Sutra, Heart Sutra, and Surangama Sutra also say this, is that when you see that there is no self, no others, no living being, and no lifespans, and in the Heart Sutra, it is said that Wu Yun, the 5 skandha, become empty. This is in the Vajra Paramita, and in Shen Xiu, saying that the mind is like a mirror, constantly get rid of the dust. However, the sixth patriarch saying that fundamentally there is no such the tree and there's no such mirror. So how can the dust align? And that's it. We only need that. There's no such person to be embraced, and who is embracing us. Therefore, when we do that, there's no person that can receive and no person is giving. And also, there's a Bodhisattva taught Manchushri Bodhisattva in the question, asking for clarification in Flower Adornment Sutra, saying that 6 faculty and 6 consciousness all are empty and without self. 4 thoughts give rise to discrimination, and therefore the existence come about. Just contemplate in accord to this principle, then the Dharma eyes will be inconceivable. And that's it. Then there's no comparison between big and small. That's all I have.
That's correct. Theoretically speaking, my question is not about what is at stake. My question was about how do I get there? You can't go there from having a self to no self just like that. There must be a way to get there. You're describing the way, the state when I get there is not enough for me. I need to know how to get there. Just because I know there is a Western Bliss Pure Land, for example, is wonderful. Yes, I'm grateful for it. But what the Pure Land teachers are not teaching is how to get there. What do I need to do to get there? Did it work? Whatever you taught me, does it work? Has it worked? If I teach you to meditate to get to 4th stage Arhat, to become enlightened, has anyone done it yet? That's me. I'm very Americanized. Don't talk to me. Don't tell me about it. Just tell me, did it work for someone? What's your track record? This is America, man. Yes or no? That's why we have to think of monetizing. Okay? So, you see, the answer is, how do you get there? The answer is, YongHua. He just woke up. Don't you have to go to work today? Good Lord.
일하러 가야 됩니다, 마스터님.
Yes, he's working. Okay, never mind. Let him give him a chance to catch up. DTT.
A Di Đà Phật, chúng ta cần một cái chương trình mà có chứng nghiệm. Thì chẳng hạn chúng ta đi theo cái con đường của chư tổ, rồi gần đây nhất là mình theo cái chương trình của Hòa Thượng Tuyên Hóa. Thì Hòa Thượng Tuyên Hóa là kế thừa của Hòa Thượng Tuyên Hóa là thầy. Thì hàng ngày những chương trình tụng đọc trong chùa, những cái chuyện làm phước rồi nó tất cả đều nó vô một cái điểm chung là Thượng Thi Thức sẽ dạy mình.
Stop. Translate. That's enough. I don't have time.
Emitofuo, we have one program that already have proof. For example, if we go with the pathway that our patriarch has set out for us, recently is follow the way of Venerable YongHua has been set out for us, or follow closer. It is Master's program everything we do, reciting ceremony and all that we do, all come to one point.
Still not specific enough. Which patriarch, which particular patriarch taught what? For example, Master Hsien Hua's teaching, he taught a lot. Which one? Which Dharma door is going to bring us to embracing? You have to be specific. You're not specific enough. I'm asking for specifics. What do I do? Don't tell me that follow the program of training of Master Hsien Hua. He trained so much. He taught mantras, he taught sutras, he taught Pure Land, he taught so many things, precepts and so many things. Which one will help me learn how to embrace? Let me give you the answer. The answer is, do not reject. Did Master Hsien Hua say that? No. Which patriarch said that? I can't think of anyone. I just made it up. Don't reject. You're too smart. You reject. You say, I accept this, but I will not accept that. You're discriminating. That's why you're finite. Okay? You embrace by, are you listening? By stopping yourself from rejecting it. Meaning what? When, I'm very specific, let me tell you. When you feel depressed, what do? Your first reaction, I don't want to be depressed. Yes or no? What is that called? Rejecting. Aha, someone says, aha. Light bulb goes out, aha. That's what I do. This is what you do. You reject it. That's why they keep on coming at you. Because you're afraid. You keep on rejecting them. And they say, oh, I'm having fun. If you reject this, I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to feel bad. I don't want to have pain in my legs. Guess what? You always have pain in your legs. You always have depression because you reject it. Mary Jo said, wow, this is cool. People condition themselves to reject the unpleasant. That's how they limit themselves. They cannot embrace the unpleasant. The Hinayana reject what they don't know. That's why they limit it. Hinayana says, I don't know. You talking about the Bodhisattva teachings? My books from Pali has not such things. Therefore, forget it. You're deviant. That's rejection. That's why they're finite. Can you see that? No, that's not talk about someone else. That's talk about you. When you feel depressed, what do? I don't feel bad. I'm feeling so bad. I don't want this. Please go away. You go away. Next time you feel depressed, oh, my best friend, there you are again. Let's go have some coffee together. Please stay. Don't go anywhere. I love you. If you do it often enough, you know what your depression ghost is going to do? Ooh, this woman is disgusting. Ooh, I don't want to go to her house anymore. Can you see that? And guess what? Then the ghost's wife comes next. You see that? And what do? Oh, come. Let's have some Chianti. You don't drink clearly. Chianti is very good Italian wine for your sake. Such uncultured people. You eat spaghetti, you don't have Chianti? Huh? What is the matter with you? You see that? I don't even reject Chianti wines. Can you see that? You keep on embracing it. And it takes strength. If you're so depressed, you embrace it. Means what? Okay, I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling bad. I take it. How do you take it? You cross your legs. That's how you take it. If you don't, this is not for normal people, ordinary people, because they don't know how to take it. We know how to take it. We know how to embrace. We learn how to embrace. We train how to embrace. If you have the technology, then you know how to embrace. That's why I'm teaching you about embracing. I taught you the technology already. Now you apply it. See how patient I am? I waited until it's time to tell you. You understand now? What you feel right now is temporary. Your depression will come back stronger. So, it comes, embrace, cross your legs. What are you afraid of? Are you a pussy? I mean, questions or comments about embracing? 3.
Thank you, Master. We have a plethora of YouTube comments about embracing.
Plethora. Oh, I like that sound. Plethora.
It's an SAT term. Okay.
Yes.
Emily T. says, embrace all with an open heart and mind, no discrimination.
But you have to cross your legs. It's not words. You have to cross your legs, because when I'm not talking about, I'm very specific. And especially for people who are depressed, they know what I'm talking about. The depression is so severe. It's unbearable. And their first natural instinct is to run. Yes or no? To Mary Jo's office. Can I see you? I must see you. At least can I talk to you? Lifetime job security. I would specialize only on depressed people. It's endless. They infect each other, you know. The husband infects the wives, then children and the grandchildren and so forth. It's endless. Great profession. Anyone considering a profession? I'd go into being a shrink. You see? And that's what happens. You have to learn how to do it. Yes.
Thank you, Master. Daniel Carrasco says, I liked reading Rainbow as a child too. Embracing is non-judging and acceptance.
No, it's not rejecting. Resist the urge to reject. Resist the urge to run away. Resist the urge to make excuses not to embrace. Next.
Thank you, Master. Next is Ru Ji. Listen, accept, understand, and sympathy.
No, do not reject. How many times do I have to tell you? Next.
I'd just like to, for the sake of our YouTube audience, they were entering these answers maybe prior to your explanation, Master. So, just for reference.
Okay.
And then finally, I'll do a better job of getting the comments in sooner, but we were on a roll. Finally, T.S. Geppetto says, not seeing fault in others.
Ditto. JC.
감사합니다. 아미타불 마스터님. 질문 드리겠습니다. 최근에 겪었던 일인데요. 어저께 이제 수영장에 갔는데 식당 레스토랑에 갔습니다. 근데 이제 사람이 워낙 많기 때문에 이제 줄을 서야 되는데 이제 뭐 줄 서는 어떤 규칙이 없기 때문에 제가 일단은 이제 테이블 있는 데서 줄을 서고 있었어요. 그러니까 이제 막무가내로 줄 서는 거죠. 이제 순서 없이. 제가 수영장 레스토랑에서 기다리고 있는데 어떤 사람이 제가 먼저 줄을 서고 있었는데 다른 사람이 이제 어떤 사람 일행들이 다 먹고 이제 제가 이제 가족들은 이제 식당 음식을 타려고 기다리고 있었기 때문에 제가 이제 맡아야 되겠다 그래서 이제 가려고 그랬는데 약간 새치기식으로 다른 사람이 딱 이제 테이블을 맞는 거예요. 그래서 제가 순간적으로 수연 불변이니까 이 또한 받아들여야 되겠다 싶어서 가만히 있고 이렇게 하려고 그러는데 갑자기 가족들이 기다리고 있으니까 안 되겠다. 그래서 내가 제가 먼저 왔으니까 제가 먼저 앉아야 되겠습니다 하고서 약간 이제 이렇게 좀 방어를 하고 자리를 맡았습니다. 그래서 그때 아직 나는 가족 때문에 이렇게 수연 불변을 못 하고 있구나 그렇게 좀 자각이 들었는데 두 번째 경우는 비슷한데 어떤 이제 담배를 피지 말아야 될 이제 아파트 단지의 공간이 있었는데 누가 담배를 피우고 있는 겁니다. 그래서 예전 같으면 제가 좀 나대는 성격이 있기 때문에 여기는 담배 안 피우면 안 되는 곳이기 때문에 다른 데 가서 담배를 태우든지 하셔야 될 것 같습니다. 흡연 구역에서 이렇게 얘기를 하는 스타일인데 이제 6조 단경에서 너 자신을 보라라는 가르침이 떠올리면서 나대지 말아야 되겠다. 나나 잘해야지. 그래서 가만히 있어야 되겠다 했는데 근데 제가 이제 제 딸 소연이랑 같이 있었던 거예요. 그래서 그럼 이 담배 연기 때문에 우리 소연이가 약간 좀 영향이 있을 수 있겠네. 그런 이제 가족에 대한 또 어떤 그런 애고가 들면서 다른 데 가서 담배 피우셔야죠. 여기 애가 있는데 이렇게 행위를 했거든요. 그래서 그때도 아직 나는 이제 뭐 나 자신도 그렇지만 가족 때문에 이렇게 수연 불변을 잘 못하고 있구나 이런 생각이 들면서 이걸 뛰어넘어야 되는데 왜 아직 가족에 이렇게 묶여 있지? 이런 어떤 그런 자기 이제 질문이 드는 거예요. 그래서 이런 경우에도 이제 제 자신이 아직 가족에 대한 어떤 그런 애착을 못 뛰어넘기 때문에 수연 불변을 못하는 것인지 여쭙고 싶습니다.
Master, I'd like to share two experiences, but first of all, thank you. First thing was this experience happened when I went to swimming pool with my family. So we're about to eat, so my family waited in the line to get the food. At the same time, it was a little bit chaotic, but I have to look for a table for them to sit down. So I look around and I saw this family leaving. So I went to that table and wanted to I grabbed the table. But there was another person next to a table. He kind of got there after me, but he tried to take the table. So at the time I thought, I should just rely on this condition instead of doing something else. So I was gonna stop myself, and then I looked at my family and they're waiting in line, and then I said, I have to get that table. So I told him, excuse me, I was here first and this is our table. So I was able to get that table for my family. And I felt at that moment that I'm not relying on this condition. I'm going against the condition. The second experience is near the apartment area. There's no smoking areas near the apartment. There was a man who's smoking in that area. Before, I would not say anything, and if I was a previous the way I was, I would say, please go somewhere else. And why are you smoking here? This is a non-smoking section. But I remember from Sixth Patriarch Sutra, see yourself. So I stopped, and then suddenly I saw my daughter, Soyeon, and then I said, oh boy, that's smoke. That's gonna affect my family. So I went to and told him, please, this is not the smoking area, please leave. So then I started thinking about, because of family, I can untie this conditions, and I still tie to the family, and because of that, I can't follow the conditions. Because of that, because of that, I cannot follow the condition.
Accord with conditions.
Sorry, accord with the condition.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I won't reject that either. What did you have for breakfast this morning? Did you have breakfast?
Master, I usually don't have breakfast.
All right. You're so wide awake for someone who has no breakfast. Okay, very good. Go ahead, JMT.
안녕하세요. 포용한다는 것에 대해서 예전에 제가 40대 중반에 경험했던 것을 말씀드리고 싶습니다. 제가 40대 중반에 굉장한 그 고독감을 느꼈습니다. 그런데 어느 순간 이 고독을 즐겨보자, 이렇게 고독한 이 시기가 다시는 찾아오지 않을지도 모른다는 생각과 함께 이 고독을 즐겨보자, 더 깊은 고독 속으로 들어가 보자, 그런 생각을 했고, 그런 고독을 즐기는 그때 그 감정이 참 즐거웠던 시간이 있었습니다. 근데 이렇게 포용한다는 것에 대해서 우리는 일반적으로 외부의 것을, 다른 사람을 받아들이고 다른 사람의 관계에 있어서 받아들이는 것을 먼저 생각하는데, 이렇게 다른 사람하고 상관없이 자기 내면에서 오는 것도 이렇게 받아들이는 것도 포용이라는 생각이 듭니다.
Master, I'd like to share my experience when I was about 45 years old, and it's about extreme loneliness. I started feeling this extreme loneliness, and then after a while, I talked to myself, said, let's enjoy this loneliness. This loneliness, this period will never return again, and let's enjoy. So I got into deeper loneliness, and then I start to enjoy that emotion. And I remember that experience. So what I want to say is, when people say embracing others, people talk about others, relationship with others, but there's other embracing, something coming from inner that we could embrace this thing.
Excellent. What is that also called, what you just talked about? To endure is to embrace. Have you thought about it? Endure the pain. That's to embrace the pain. Endure the depression attacks. That's to embrace the depression attacks. Don't tell me I didn't teach you. I teach you to endure, but you say, tell me more. Teach me how to handle this. Endure. Don't reject it. You endure, it will go away. That's all. You endure the pain will go away. That's how you liberate yourself. With how? Fighting. It all links together. We teach you fighting, non-fighting. You could ask me next, depressed people, but I'm so depressed. Should I fight? I say, no, don't fight. How can I fight? Not fight and not get depressed. Embrace it. Stop whining. Whining is for young girls, babies. They call babies because they whine. Get it now? I don't call you baby just arbitrarily. Because you whine, that's why you're a baby. I don't like this. Okay, can we keep going? You see, one slide. I mean, this is terrible. We're not learning anything at all. This is embarrassing. Okay, so you embrace the condition of a great violence. Okay, let's not go back anymore. Can we proceed? Don't ask backwards, okay? Okay, this is very interesting. You know, it's because there's so many of you who are new. That's why I'm slowing it down. You notice before, like last year, I would breathe through this because many of you are so and the disadvantage is that I'm not giving you the details. Okay, so don't blame the newcomers. Because the newcomers, I'm slowing down. That's why to slow it down, I need to go into the details. Got that? So don't say we better than newcomers. Without newcomers, I would not go into the details. You say, why are you slowing us down? Come on, man. Should we have a section for newcomers only? No. These superior, enlightened beings, they abide in their own enlightenment while embracing the condition of great, vast, and boundless states. You didn't notice it, but I noticed it. I said, wow, how beautiful. Because after you become enlightened, you still need to embrace the great, vast, and boundless states. So how do you do that? Three.
Thank you, Master. Personally, I don't know, but based on what you've been saying, my answer would be they have to learn to endure them.
Endure them. Absolutely. Endure what?
Well, I would say infinity can be like really scary.
That's right. What is scary to you? What's most scary to you?
The most scary thing is just how ridiculously insignificant I am.
No, not for me. Anyone else? This is what happened to enlightened people. They become enlightened, and it's a state that you will experience yourself, okay? Or if you haven't already, what happens is that if you're not careful, okay, you'll be stuck too. That's why they taught to embrace the conditioned and great, vast, and boundless states. How? By rescuing living beings. It's endless living beings. It's very tiring. And they're all ungrateful. Bitches, and I mean, I know I'm supposed to control myself. Kidding, I'm kidding. You guys are you're too Americanized. Good thing I'm Vietnamese. The Bodhisattvas, they are trained to save living beings, to help living beings, which is boundless. We're not talking about he's sitting there, I'm enlightened, I'm going to embrace the boundless, the vast, the thing, And Master YongHua says, I'm not going to reject it. And here, I'm turning in my grave, oh my God, that's not what I taught you. It's about, get to work, man. Don't just sit there and talk about, I'm embracing it. Yes, DTT.
Go back again. I got a question about this. Are we suppression before we enduring? Or we enduring and then we suppression?
Suppression?
Like you suppress yourself. If you see any problem, you have to suppress it.
Why do you have to suppress yourself? That's what Confucian disciples do. We Buddhist disciples do not suppress. There's no need to suppress. You just endure.
Then we have two different, suppress and endure is different meaning.
Suppress is what ordinary people do. They suppress. We endure. How do we endure? Cross our legs.
Thank you, Master.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, you got that? You think that all these people do is just is as simple as one sentence here? This one sentence here summarizes what they do. Okay, day in, day out, endlessly. All right? Questions or comments? '53. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lord. An hour and a half. At that time, Celestial King Ocean of Wondrous Flames received the Buddha's awesome spiritual power, universally contemplated the multitudes of the heavens of great self-mastery, and spoke the following verse.
尔时妙焰海天王成佛威力，普观一切自在天众，而说颂言。
Commentary 54. First of all, let's get this straight, okay? Celestial King, Ocean, Wondrous Flames, he's a Bodhisattva, Mahasattva. But in order to speak in this sutra, what has happened? Received the Buddha's aid. So don't tell me that, this is Bodhisattva speaking. I'm only listen to Buddhas. I don't listen to Bodhisattvas. Okay? In Buddhism, we receive help. We never stand there and say, I'm God, you need to believe in me. Follow me. Okay? The bigger and the better things are accomplished because we get help. So that's why for anyone, any Buddhist disciples, especially you monks and nuns or lay people, we say, I learned so much, I know so much about Mahayana, my samadhi level is so high, my master certified me so. That's nothing. There's no need to be proud of yourself. We are nothing. We got there because we got so much help, we don't even know. Is it clear? Be more humble. My master never emphasized that. It's to the detriment of my generation. We think we're so special. We learn from the best. We learn from the best technology. We have the best technology. It's nothing without the help. So there's no reason to be proud of yourself. Okay? Be humble. Be infinitely more humble. I need you to contemplate the great and vast, the boundless state of humility. Does it help? See how beautiful it is? Great, vast, boundless humility. Great, vast, boundless compassion. Great, boundless depression. Think I'm afraid? Make me more depressed. Bring it on, man. You might have some good news yet. Okay? So receive the Buddha's awesome spiritual power, universally contemplated. The multitude of the heavens of great self-mastery. He's always true to his mission. That's called, what's that dirty word? Mindful. He's mindful of his mission. I know you Americans and now Asians as well are taught about mindfulness meditation. You need to be mindful of the food you eat, mindful of whatever baloney, junk they're selling out there. We don't teach you that until much later when you get to become a Mahasattva, then we teach you to be mindful of your mission. Okay? Mindfulness of chewing, of smiling. I mean, God, what kind of nonsense is that? And you all bought into it. JC?
네, 안녕하세요, 마스터. 입장 안소미님 질문입니다. 아까 이전 슬라이드에 관한 질문인데요. 거절하지 않는 게 무수상행식입니까?
Master, I have a question. This question is from 입장 안소민, and we want to go back to the previous slide. Not rejecting, does that mean thinking, action, and consciousness? Is that what it is?
No, you're thinking too much.
너무 생각을 많이 하는.
Not rejecting meaning that stop yourself from rejecting at all. Don't push away. That's all. Is there a problem with translation in English to us? I think it's pretty clear, right? You just don't reject. You find yourself, go away, I don't want you there. That's rejection, yes? Let's get a divorce. That's rejection. Embrace misery for a lifetime. That's cultivation. Someone talked about solitude. Embrace solitude. You don't know how much better off you are. Never mind. Okay, you see that? Just don't reject, that's all. It's very simple. You try to understand too much. It's about action. You stop yourself from rejecting. If you can do that, then you understand. Just stop yourself from rejecting, that's all. When you realize you're rejecting, then stop it. That's all. Does it help? Very good. JMT.
중생들은 감사해야 하지 않고 불평을 하는데 왜 가족도 아닌 중생들을 인내하시면서까지 도우시는지 도와주시는 건 감사하지만 1년 전부터 너무 궁금합니다.
Very good. 4 breaths. Excellent. Yeah.
Master, it's been about a year I had this question about living being. They're complaining and they're not even thanking you, but they're not even your family, but why are you helping them?
I sometimes do wonder, why am I doing this? So it brings the point home. I know what you're talking about a lot more than I like to admit. See, you and I are the same. I do ask myself, why am I doing this? This cannot be called wisdom. Agree? 네. Okay, 네.
Yes.
네. What is that called? Rejection. It does not have to make sense to you. It didn't make sense to me why Master YongHua came to me and said, you should teach. I said, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me at all. So I rejected it. But if you embraced it, that's when you learn. That's for you. If you reject them, you never learn. That's why you don't want to reject. That's why when you ask yourself, why do I have to help such a person? It's called rejection. Stop it, that's all. You don't need to understand more. Okay? You don't need a reason. The only reason is that I don't reject. That supersedes all your reasoning, all your thinking, all your discrimination. No longer matter. You should say, I will not reject. I don't care. If I'm losing, I'm taking a loss, I don't care, because I will not reject it. If I win a lottery, I don't care, I will accept it. That's the easy part, yes? Does it help to me?
도움이 됩니까?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, you're thinking too much. You're too smart for your own good. If you're too smart, you will not open your wisdom. You choose to do the smart thing, which will entrap you in your small self, in your limited self. We're teaching you, we're training you to embrace your bigger self, not the small ego. All right? All right. So, going back to slide 54, so he contemplated, okay, he looked at the heavens of the great self-mastery, his heaven where he's the ruler. Excuse me, these beings here are rulers of those types of heaven throughout the universe. Okay? And spoke the following verse. So far, so good? Shall we continue? Or is it too much for you? You're not rejecting continuing? Okay. Okay. So according to Master YongHua, we are now on commentary slide 55. It says 4 kind of verses. Okay. Anushtub. Okay. Gatha. Geya. And Udana. Okay. And this is from Sanskrit, of course. So has a certain structure. Anushtub, I rarely see those, so don't worry about that. The one that's more popular is Gatha. Okay, I'm not rejecting Anushtub. I'm just saying that. Please don't get me in trouble. Okay, I know some of you smart Alex. I see Master rejecting number 1, but he's teaching us not to reject number 1. No, that's why I'm not rejecting either. Okay, I'm just trying to save time. Isn't that rejection? Maybe. Shut up. You're thinking too much. Okay? Gatha is typically real popular because it's chanting, okay? Or it's a verse by itself. It's called direct verse because it speaks Dharma, okay? And so Gatha is very, very commonly used in the Buddhist sutras. Number 3, Geya, which is not the same as geisha. So it means proper and fitting for a verse to be spoken, not very proper either. Udana, and it's not popular either. It's a verse with few words to encompass many meanings and so forth. See, there. Of course, please don't belittle these things. They're there for a reason, and that's why my purpose here is to help you bring up the things to show you how vast Master YongHua's knowledge is. He knows about a lot of stuff, even though he was illiterate. I mean, he didn't go to have a lot of schooling. He had up to 8th grade. That's it. The wisdom opens after. It's real cool. Inconceivable. Okay? So mostly for us, we hear more of this Gatha form. All right? Yes, sir. Is there a question? 3.
Thank you, Master. Maybe the next slide's going to get to it, but it's just the first time I've seen verses described and defined so specifically.
Yeah. They're there for a reason, and they have their uses. There's no need to reject them. Okay, 57. And why do we have verses? 8 reasons we should know. And you see, you go through these 8, and you see it makes sense. They have multiple meanings. Okay. They praise the Buddhas. This is very important. Okay. Reiterate the meaning for beings with dull facilities, meaning that we didn't get it, therefore we need to repeat it for you. Are you awake? Four, reiterate meaning for people of future, meaning that maybe we twist it a little bit to talk to address specifically the needs of a group of people, in particular people of the future listeners, future watchers of YouTube and so forth, videos. 5, speaking in a way that one likes to speak. Okay, in particular, you enter samadhi and you speak while in samadhi. Okay, so for example, you can speak normally right now in a normal state, and then you enter samadhi and you speak while in samadhi and using the verses. Okay? So you don't speak the same way. Number 6, facilitate remembering is like a reiteration. So we reinforce the points. 7, further clarify what was spoken, obviously. And 8, add meaning in verse form. Okay? It was not spoken before. So far, so good. So there are good reasons why. The reason we bring it up is for you to see sometimes in Buddhism, the enlightened beings, they speak to you and then they would create a verse or poem or gatha. That's for those above reasons, these reasons. All right? That's a function of wisdom. So don't reject that. You know, if you see the verses, just listen. Go first.
Thank you, Master. So, how can we know if we are in samadhi?
How do we know?
Yeah.
We don't need to know. Why do we need to know? We're students. We get whatever we can. The reason their needs are different, the states are different from us. Typically, at the Buddha states or at the Mahavasattva states, when they go into the profound principles, the profound teachings, they're not necessarily contrary to public belief. People think, profound Buddhism concept has to be in a form that you don't understand at all. Nothing is further from the truth. The objective of the Dharma, the speaking of Dharma, is to help you understand, not to confuse you, not to impress you, not to sell ourselves. It's to help you understand. Is it clear? So no one is trying to impress you. No one wants to waste your time. That's why, how do we make sure you're not wasting your time? Ask questions. Your time is important, so ask questions. If it bothers you, you don't get it, ask for clarifications. That way you won't waste your time. Don't just sit there and go, oh, I don't get it. Oh, this is deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay? Not very productive use. Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. Besides sitting, is chanting or reading sutra a good method of dealing with depression?
Absolutely. Okay? When I talk about sitting, okay, or chant, it includes all the above. If you really understand chant, it's also chanting, it's also bowing, it's also reciting mantras, also reciting Buddha's name. It's also breathing. Also smiling. Only after you understand, not before. Okay? Are we rejecting? No. Embrace. Huh? What was I again? Okay, so the question was, how do we know they're in samadhi? Yes? And the answer is that you don't need to know. And I was trying to explain to you that we try not to waste your time. That's why we strongly advise you to speak your mind, okay, and ask questions. And we make sure you have time, you have opportunities to ask questions. That's respecting your time. We're not worried about you getting embarrassed by your questions. You understand? If we don't know, we say we don't know. We don't know enough, then we stop lecturing. There's nothing wrong with it. Because if we don't know, then we shouldn't be lecturing. You shouldn't waste your time. Okay? Now, you don't need necessarily, when you speak Dharma, as I learned I watched from Master YongHua, is that you don't need to use big words. You don't need to, I watched from Master YongHua, is that you don't need to use big words. You don't need to use the jargons. You really understand, you really have wisdom, you don't need the big jargons anymore. Why not? Because no one understands it except you. So if you keep on using those big words, aren't you wasting the audience time? Remember? The principle is not to waste people's time. Not about us, it's about you. Is that clear? So why do you need to enter samadhi? Because if we didn't, we'd be wasting some people's time. Right? Does it make sense to you? Let me put it this way for you. There are beings who are listening on YouTube, on Discord, on whatever, who says, this explanation is too low. I'm wasting my time. But if you were to enter samadhi that's higher than theirs, can you tell? No, you can't. Now I'm answering the question directly. Why do we need to tell? How do I know the samadhi, that person is in samadhi? You have one already? Can I have it? I've ran out. Thank you. Bless you. I was worried, I said, that's my last one. What on earth is going to happen to me in the next 2 minutes if I start coughing? Thank you. It's 2 more minutes. 1, actually. Okay? So that's why you don't realize that when you speak Dharma to the wide level, a wide range of people of different samadhis, guess what you have to do? You have to enter the highest level of samadhi possible in the audience so that you can address all of them. Low level cannot tell the difference, but high level is like, oh yeah, this is cool. You like it because it penetrates your shield. Don't you know? You like because you have 2 reasons. Number 1, you lower your guards. You say, hey man. You know what I mean? There's still children around, so I need to. I can't sit, I need to use imageries, you will, sign languages. Okay? So, one reason that you understand, you like, you appreciate it, because you lower your guard. Say, okay, I'm not going to fight you. However, most of you, especially the smart ones, he says, I don't know. Yes? You don't think I know? Especially newcomers, they say, what are these people talking about? What kind of nonsense are they spewing? And how come, these people appear to be normal, are lapping it up? Something is off. That's what they say. I don't know about these people. And the guards are up and say, oh, this is not normal. This is normal. These people are not normal. Okay? When your guard is up like that, what we need to do is pierce through it. You have no choice. When you pierce through, there are couple cases. You're so deviant, you walk away and say, hey, you can't touch me. You're touching into my sacred. Where's Daniel? Is Daniel here today? Apple's Daniel. He said, you touch into my God. Okay. Taboo. They walk away. Or, if they have no taboo, say, oh, this is cool. That's why you have to be in samadhi. And no one knows. Okay, last question, DTT.
Master, in one of your last lectures, you mentioned that a person's evil thoughts, I guess like their evil thoughts, they hide behind doubt, and that it's a natural process for light to shine to reveal them, but we block it. What's it like to not block this? Is that the process of not rejecting?
Repeat that.
So in one of your past lectures, you had mentioned that our greed, our evil thoughts, they hide behind our doubts. And you mentioned that it's a natural process for light, I guess when you, in the process of cultivating, light shines on it and those thoughts are revealed. But is this when I'm trying to understand like what happens in the process of light being shined on these thoughts? Does it just bubble up? And is the process of not blocking this process from happening, is that embracing and not rejecting?
You'll find out when you keep on not rejecting. Even if I explain it to you, it really doesn't mean anything. The only time where it matters is when you find yourself rejecting and you stop yourself. That's all. You don't need to understand too much. Okay? And this is a fallacy. I could explain it to you. This is the fallacy of the Dharma speakers. They try to explain to you. Like the old monk there at DTT. He would jump in this and explain to you, no, this and explain that. No, it's not my purpose. My purpose is not to tell you that I know, I understand. My purpose is to help you understand. And the way you understand it is that sometimes I don't tell you anything. Sometimes all I tell you is just do it. Nike. So next time, do we understand new language, new jargon, Buddhist jargon? Nike. Okay? That's why sometimes I won't explain to you. I could, but I won't. Because if I explain to you, then you ask me another question. I explain again, and you ask me another question. And it's endless. The main objective is for you to learn to catch yourself rejecting. That's all. When you see yourself rejecting, you say, let's stop it. We will not reject. We will embrace it. That's when you understand. All right? Okay. Thank you, everyone.